Hello there everyone, Sullivan here, and welcome to a new installment called Compare and Contrast. This is where I take two films with the same setup, or plot, compare and contrast them, and see which one is better, in my opinion. So let us talk about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Both movies are very creative and imaginative, one being a charming little film with fun characters and a magical quality, and the other being an awesome yet awkward big film. And both are based on the classic book, to which I'll use within the video for description reasons. So let us start off with Willy Wonka, played by Gene Wilder in the old and Johnny Depp in the new. Both are cautious when it comes to touring the factory, and they dress really sophisticated. But Wilder plays him as a sweet man, with a charming personality, making literary quotes, and someone to be fun around with. While Depp plays him as a quirky and weird man, who is mostly awkward and sometimes cracking jokes. Though I did hear people say that Depp is like the book's description. But which one should I pick? I don't know, but what does the book say? Well, he is old, physically small, and insensitive, yet he is charming, filled with boundless energy, and his persona is larger than life. Original wins. Next we'll go into the supporting cast. This one is hard because both films have good supporting cast. Let's start with Charlie, played by Peter Ostrom in the old and Freddie Highmore in the new. In the book, Charlie's a humble and gracious boy. He's quite small and even undernourished. That description does fit the new one, yet Highmore plays him more of a caring kid. Always thinks of his family and isn't really selfish. Yet Ostrom plays him as a sympathetic kid, and really wants to get what other kids are getting. So I'm choosing Ostrom for those reasons. Highmore's good, yet not sympathetic. Grandpa Joe is good in both versions, played by Jack Albertson in the old and David Kelly in the new. In the book, he is the oldest and wisest of the grandparents, being a young at heart and often described as a skeleton. Kelly fits that description perfectly, but Albertson, even though the description doesn't fit, feels more like a real grandpa. Whenever he tells stories, it's interesting to listen to. Kelly's take on it works too, but the old one is more likable. The other kids share the same personalities as the book in both movies, though the new film added more elements, like Violet being a competitive champion and Mike getting into video games. And I find the new one to be better with giving the kids something extra. Not that there's a problem with the old one, they're played good, I just like the added stuff. The Oompa Loompas are really different from the book and both movies. In early versions of the book, they were African pygmies before being changed to white-skinned, golden-haired little people. The old film are all orange-faced, green-haired people. The new film are all played by Deep Roy in quote-unquote small sizes. But if I have to choose which version I like, I'll go with the original, since they are creative looking in design, even though the new one made them like a tribal group. So close call on this, but I'll have to go with the old on this, mostly for Charlie, Joe, and the Loompas. The old ones. Now let us go over music and songs. Both movies have fun songs and music, but again each one's different. The old one has charming and sweet music, and its songs have memorable tunes. The new one has quirky and industrialized music, and its songs, only sung by the Oompa Loompas, uses Roald Dahl's music from the book to Danny Elfman's music and singing. And while the songs in the old aren't from the book, and the Oompa Loompas lyrics were changed, the words to these songs are pretty forgettable, with the exception of a few lines from them. So really the new one is more like the book, with its songs and Elfman's additional music. The new ones. Now let us get into the designs. Both films are very imaginative and creative in their designs, yet each are different. The old is bright and colorful, while the new is dark and gloomy. The inventing room in the old is more industrial, while the new is more high-tech. The old film showed Veruca's demise in the Golden Egg/Golden Goose room, whereas the new film sticks to the book with the nut sorting room. The great glass elevator is more like the book's description in the new film than the old. which had more metal and tech than glass. The riverboat in the old film is like a fancy fairy-type boat, where in the new film is again more like the book, as a pink Viking-type boat. But I think it's best to go with the one that is close to the book, and the new film has them down well. The new ones. And finally, let us talk about the movie as a whole. Of course, both movies are based on Roald Dahl's book, yet both are different. The old film makes it a musical, and it also becomes dialogue heavy in the factory. This kinda treats the material more of a stage play or radio show than a movie. The new film follows the book more closely in terms of the events that happen. And while it does include the addition of Wonka's backstory and his father, which of course is not in the book, the movie still stays true to the source material. The old film has added stuff too, like Charlie's school, Wonka's outburst, Charlie and Joe taking fizzy lifting drinks, and Wonka's assistant posing as Slugworth to test the kids if they were honest with Wonka. But there seems to be too much of them, and they tend to slow the original story down. Although the one thing that most people don't know about the old is the title. Why is it called that? Well, during the making of the film, a candy company was making a chocolate bar called Wonka, and the filmmakers decided to change the title just to make it a cross-promotion with the candy that was coming out. Yeah, bet you didn't know that, did you? But while both movies follow the story good, it's the new one that follows it more better. It's very fun, awesome, sticks closely to the book, and is directed by one of my favorite directors, Tim Burton. The new ones. So the new one wins this round, and yeah, I like the original too, but in terms of which is closer to the book, the new one's got that. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and tune in next week for a new video.